Hello, welcome back to the channel, everybody, and yet again, we are bringing you guys a review for a WWE pay-per-view, but not just any WWE normal main roster pay-per-view or anything like that. Money in the Bank is coming up soon, yes, indeed, but it is not that. Today, we are here talking about NXT Takeover, The End. That is right. So if you guys have been keeping up with NXT, if you guys watch NXT or anything like that, you guys know that Takeover The End was actually on Wednesday, June 8th. So 2 days ago. Literally, like, Wednesday night. But anyway. It was amazing, guys. And we're going to get right into it. There's a total of 5 matches that was on NXT Takeover The End. Now, it's a pay-per-view, right? It's on the WWE Network, so I guess it's not really pay-per-view. Because it's pay per WWE Network and then watch it if you guys want to. But anyway, NXT Takeover The End. Basically, this was defined as the end of NXT being a developmental brand. You know what I mean? Like a small developmental brand. Now it's full-fledged NXT, the brand. That's how Triple H described it on an interview post NXT Takeover The End. Now, this pay-per-view was amazing. I loved it. It was only, unfortunately, 2 hours long. I feel like they should eventually kick it up to 3 hours for the NXT takeovers, but that's just my opinion. Put a few more matches in there if they can. But it was only 5 matches, but all 5 matches delivered, just like the last NXT takeover. The last NXT takeover, in my opinion, was better, because not a lot can trump Dallas, because Dallas was essentially NXT's WrestleMania, and it was really, really good. Okay, so kicking things off, right off the bat, we're going to reveal everybody who won the matches and everything like that, and then talk about it, who I thought should have won, stuff like that, right? So we're going to get right into it. It was the guy making his debut. I believe his name is Andrade Almas. I'm not really too familiar with him or anything like that, so I do apologize for it. But he was making his NXT debut. There was a bunch of hype behind him. Amazing wrestler, amazing performer for what I can obviously see. Again, I haven't followed his career or anything like that, so I'm a bit inexperienced when it comes to him. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys, know about him or anything like that. Let me know what you guys think. But it was him versus Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10, which in my opinion was a wonderful matchup. It really, really was. Ty Dillinger, super over with the universe, super over. It was pretty insane, to be honest with you. It was remarkable. Dillinger hasn't really gotten any pay-per-view slots, you know what I mean? He hasn't really been on any takeovers, and I'm glad that he finally got the chance to showcase his talent on something other than just the main NXT show, you know what I mean? And he did a wonderful job. Now, in my opinion, I think Ty Dillinger should have won, my opinion. I like him more. He's way more super over in terms of, my wrestling style. But I understand why Almas did win. It was his debut. Usually everybody always wins their debut just to get their, career obviously kickstarted and everything like that. But at the same time, Ty Dillinger, this was one of the first times him being on an NXT takeover. You know what I mean? So I feel like it could have gone either way. And that's definitely, I think, where it could have gone, is literally either way. But they actually decided to go with the debuting Almas this time. So he did defeat Ty Dillinger, which, again, amazing match. My opinion, I would have liked to see Ty Dillinger win it, the Perfect 10. Just get that little bit of a push that I think he most likely deserves. But other than that, great match, guys. Great match. Okay, so next matchup on the card, we have the Revival versus the American Alpha. Amazing tag team match. Obviously, the Revival trying to claim back, or regain, rather, their NXT Tag Team Championships from the American Alpha, who, by the way, just won it at NXT TakeOver Dallas, back at the beginning of April 3rd, or April 1st, actually, to be exact. April 3rd was WrestleMania. Essentially, like I said, NXT TakeOver Dallas was essentially WrestleMania for NXT, but amazing pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Amazing. But they did pretty well in this one as well. Now, this rematch for the NXT Tag Team Championships, literally, American Alpha, like I said, just won it April 1st, and the Revival was trying to regain it here. And both amazing tag teams. You have to give it to both of them, you know what I mean? You do. Both amazing tag teams. The Revival, more of a physical team, and obviously American Alpha, more technical, if you will, in the ring. Both amazing teams. They do great work in the ring. They know how to communicate with each other. Amazing teams. You got to give it up for both of them. You really do. But surprisingly, literally surprisingly, did not see this coming whatsoever. Newly crowned tag team champions, American Alpha, ended up losing their tag team championships to the Revival. That's right. The Revival regained their tag titles at the end. And it was an absolute shock, in my personal opinion. I did not see that coming whatsoever. Newly crowned champions don't usually lose it back to, their rival a month later. You know what I mean? That usually doesn't happen. Well, I guess almost 2 months later. But that usually doesn't happen. You know what I mean? But shockingly enough, it did. So I'm not really sure why they went with that decision. Maybe they're planning on bringing American Alpha up to the main roster, which, by the way, they are 100% ready for it. They're super over with the crowd. Everybody recognizes them as an amazing tag team in terms of skill and ability, and they're just absolutely sick. They really are. They're ready for a bring-up, in my personal opinion. But I was expecting them to run with the tag titles maybe a little longer, lose it to somebody, and then, go on their way out to the main roster. But I don't know, man. There's a very good chance that they might be ready now, especially with SmackDown. There's a fucking loud-ass truck outside my house. Why not? Middle of a video. With SmackDown going live July 19th with the brand split and everything like that, there's definitely some potential possibilities. You know what I mean? They could have just dropped it to the Revival because, in my opinion, the Revival aren't quite ready to be brought up yet. They still need to work on their persona. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're a great heel persona and everything like that, and they could be brought up. You know what I mean? They definitely could. But in my opinion, I think the American Alpha are much more developed in that sense to be brought up than both teams are able to be brought up right now. But if I was to choose one, I would choose American Alpha, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Now, that's just my personal opinion. After the match, amazing match. Really, really was. They won fairly. Nobody cheated or anything like that. It was a clean win. After the match, I'm not really sure what the hell happened. Okay? I really don't. After they lost the tag titles, everybody was literally on their feet giving them praise of just how amazing they are and everything like that. And they basically didn't have any time to process that they lost the NXT tag team titles. And out of nowhere, they were ambushed by literal monsters. These guys were fucking massive. They sort of looked like twins. I'm not too sure. But they basically annihilated Jordan and Gable. No one knows who they were. You know what I mean? No one knew who they were at all. There was no promos. There was no, history with them or anything like that. Two random, big, giant fucking dudes just out of nowhere attacked the former tag team champions, right? So, everybody was shocked. And then WWE Hall of Famer Paul Ellering, at the top of the ramp, emerged to basically call the Devastation duo, if you will, to the back. Okay, so is he managing them? Obviously he's famous for, managing the Road Warriors and some teams like that. And now it looks like he's taking on these two big fuckers. So I don't know who their names are. You know what I mean? Everybody was chanting in the arena, "Who are you?" Great fucking question. You know what I mean? Great question. I would love an answer to it. All right, so now next match on the card, match of the night in my opinion. Really was amazing. Not even a title match, guys. This was sick. Two of the greatest wrestlers in the world. In my opinion, the match was great. Okay, don't get me wrong. It wasn't better than Nakamura versus Zayn. A lot of people are comparing it to it. Nakamura versus Zayn, in my personal opinion, was much better of a match. And again, loud fucking trucks. I'm not sure what the fuck it is today, you know what I mean? I really don't. I have no idea. And now we have a truck running outside idle for some fucking reason. I really don't know. It just seems like they want to piss me off. Do they know I'm a YouTuber? Do they just do it for fun? I'm not sure. These are questions that I ask myself on a daily basis. Now, anyways, match Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries. Both face at the moment. Keyword at the moment. I don't think that's going to last for long because Austin Aries seems like he's getting a little bit upset with the fact that he's not really the person that everybody at all times wants to see. He's not the face that pulls in the most money anymore. Okay? It's just not how it is. But nonetheless, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries, amazing match. Lots of great spots, everything like that was phenomenal. Really, really technical and just amazing through and through. I'm not really sure what the whole rib tape for Austin Aries thing was. Maybe it was a house show that he got, minorly injured at. I'm not too sure. What the hell that was about, you know what I mean? They were making excuses of maybe he just was trying to fake him out or anything like that. I don't think so, you know what I mean? He obviously probably got hurt doing something, whether or not it was wrestling or a house show or, something else. I have no idea. But anyway, Nakamura versus Aries was amazing. I'm glad that Shinsuke Nakamura actually came out with the win. I'm super glad. Both were undefeated at the time in NXT. Both undefeated superstars. But Nakamura came out with the win. I'm glad that he did. Don't get me wrong. I love Austin Aries, even if he does turn heel, which I believe that's where he's hitting. I love him because he's just an amazing athlete, you know what I mean? But there are lots of amazing athletes in the WWE right now, with every new star, and everything like that, coming to NXT and then eventually being called up to WWE with the addition of like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and just so much good talent, and like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. There's so many good athletes now in the WWE compared to, a few years ago. There was the main guys, and that was pretty much it. But now we have all these little small names that are becoming huge names that everybody looks forward to seeing, like Shinsuke Nakamura. And he's just amazing, really. Both of them are. But like I said, I'm much more over with Nakamura right now at this point. I've always been, a fan of Austin Aries. I've just never really followed him all that much. You know what I mean? I've had other people that I've followed a lot more than Austin Aries. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from his talent. He's amazing. You know what I mean? In the ring and on the mic, he is. But Shinsuke Nakamura is just that much better than him, in my opinion. But anyway, that's that. Just because mostly of the persona, you know what I mean? In terms of skill and ring ability, they're almost evenly matched. But like I said, it was a great match. There's no other way to put it. Shinsuke Nakamura won. And possibly match of the night. A lot of people were saying that it might be match of the year, but I'm still giving that to Nakamura versus Zayn, man. I don't think that anything's going to trump it. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it is. Yeah, Nakamura came off with a win. Now, last two matches of the night for the championships. First one, NXT Women's Champion, Asuka versus Nia Jax. Nia Jax, being the monster and the animal that she is, tries to claim the Women's Championship once again, this time from Asuka instead of Bayley. And Asuka actually ended up defeating Nia Jax. Not really surprisingly, I sort of predicted it, you know what I mean? That's where I would think it was going. Quote-unquote underdog champion, you know what I mean, beats the monster. And I thought it was a great finish, though, too. You know what I mean? There wasn't really a finish or anything like that. It was more of a kick to the head and then a knee to the head to finish it off, while all the time making Nia Jax look absolutely strong and animalistic, if you will. Really, really making her look like a beast. Because she literally was on her knees, looked up at Asuka, and just screamed at the top of her lungs. Looked really, really threatening. And Asuka just kicked her in the face, bounced off the ropes, kneed her in the head, got the 1-2-3. And again, much like Samoa Joe and everybody claiming that Finn Balor just survived those two encounters with Samoa Joe, I feel like Asuka just survived Nia Jax, just like Bayley did a few months ago. And that's my opinion on it. Now, NXT Championship, Samoa Joe, the new champion, obviously, from that house show, versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor obviously trying to regain his NXT title. And this time, first ever steel cage match in NXT for the NXT Championship. Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor. And Finn Balor actually did come out as the Demon. So I was thinking that Finn Balor would possibly win. Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm rooting for Finn Balor. He's the face right now compared to Samoa Joe being the heel. Both amazing athletes, really, really great in the ring. Really, really great competitive chemistry between the two whenever they're fighting each other. I wanted Finn Balor to win, you know what I mean, in terms of face versus heel. But at the same time, the true wrestling fan in me, you know what I mean, wanted Samoa Joe to win. He just got the title. He deserves a run with it. And I think, my opinion, Finn Balor is ready, well ready, all the way past ready to come up to the main roster. And I think that's exactly where he's going. Because Finn Balor, I thought he was going to win because he came out as the Demon. As you guys know, the Demon was undefeated. That not being anymore. Because Samoa Joe took it to the extreme. Really, guys. It was a cage match. It was insane. So many great spots again. And just as Finn Balor looked like he was climbing out of the cage, get both feet over, was about to climb down, Samoa Joe get up to the turnbuckle top rope and just absolutely grabbed him in a suplex position and just absolutely drilled him to the mat from the middle rope-ish with a fucking muscle buster from like the middle rope. That's pretty insane. It's bad enough to take one of those, when Samoa Joe's on his feet, on the ring. But to take one of those from the middle rope, that's pretty fucking insane. And Finn Balor did just that. So Samoa Joe completely muscle busted Finn Balor from middle rope. Got the 1, 2, 3. Demon is no longer undefeated. But I think that Finn Balor is going to get called up to the main roster very, very soon. My personal opinion, I think that he has a pretty good chance of debuting at Money in the Bank. Possibly coming out to help, or seemingly help John Cena, in his AJ Styles, fight. Maybe the club comes out during the match with John Cena with AJ Styles and helps AJ Styles and, just completely beats the shit out of John Cena, everything like that. Finn Balor debuts, makes it look like he's going to come help John Cena and then inevitably turn and, be another member of the club that John Cena has to fight. Now, that could be the way it goes, or it could be the fact that maybe he'll just debut face and, help rebel against the club with John Cena. That could be a way they go as well. If they want to keep him face, that could definitely be. Now, he is a member of the club through and through, from Japan. Was a little on the side, but at the same time, they could very well rekindle that relationship, If he's debuting the main roster, that could be very well a thing. But at the same time, like I said, they could just have him rebel against him, rebel against the club and everything like that with John Cena, make him a face as well, and, really rocket his career up that solo, Because if he's teaming with John Cena, it couldn't really get any better than that, right? But who knows what they'll do with Finn Balor. But I believe that he's going to get called up very, very soon. I doubt that he's going to stay in NXT much longer. And if he does, I don't really see the point, Because this match tonight with Samoa Joe is supposed to be the end of the Samoa Joe-Finn Balor rivalry. And Finn Balor already said, if the NXT title is not what I'm fighting for, then what am I fighting for? So him losing that last opportunity at the NXT title at NXT Takeover the End, I think could really spell the end of his NXT career, in my opinion. But at the same time, I don't know where he would go if he stayed in NXT. Just a mid-carder, I maybe some wars with Shinsuke. I really don't know. I have no idea. But that's that, guys. That was the pay-per-view. That was NXT Takeover the End. Amazing, amazing show. I really do recommend that you guys watch it. Even if you guys didn't watch it live, go on the WWE Network and watch it now. It's definitely worth it. Trust me, you will not regret it. And that is it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys liked it, feel free to support the channel, hit the video with a like, all that good stuff. Share the video around, whatever. It would really help out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now, everybody.